Hello everyone, welcome back to the 343 Football Podcast. Today I'm joined with Dowd.
Hello.
And again Waz.
Hi.
Guys, Happy New Year first of all.
Oh, Happy New Year
Happy New Year to you.
Well, a lot's changed. Arteta's undefeated. Man United are nearly top of the league, the title contenders. And also, Frank Lampard out now. It went from Ollie out to Arteta out to Lampard out. So let's talk about Lampard later on, but we should talk about the game yesterday with Liverpool and the Saints. What did you think of it,
How do you feel, man?
Man, I was pissed off.
Right.
Why?
I was fuming.
Why?
Klopp makes some silly decisions and he has silly excuses. Like there was a penalty which should have been given, but it's to Southampton.
I know. I love how Klopp's quoting Man United for the penalties.
I don't like things like that. You know, like as a Liverpool, I don't like that.
Can I just say something?
Yeah,
as a big Manchester United fan,
yeah,
me seeing Klopp melt down on the press conference, that made my day. That made my day.
Man.
Now I don't.
If that makes your day, congratulations.
Honestly, because it was reminiscent of Rafa Benitez.
Right. Yeah.
Fact. Do you remember that?
Facts,
Do you remember
facts.
that?
Yeah, I remember facts.
Yeah, when he was constantly bringing in the facts. And then we go back to Newcastle.
Keegan, yeah.
Kevin Keegan. I will love it. I will love it if they beat them on, and that rant that Klopp had.
Yeah.
It made my day. We've got to him. We're under his skin.
I agree, and I loved it. I loved every moment of it. It was lovely to watch. And I but on a neutral stance, I do feel like
you're not neutral. You're Man United through and through. Give it to a Man United fan's perspective. So go for it.
I'm giving you a non-biased view of what Klopp was saying in terms of the penalties, and I do feel like some penalty decisions that Liverpool had, especially the early this season, with like the Mane shoulder, was it penalty? Not was it offside? Not offside? And I do feel like some of the decisions that Liverpool they've got very unlucky, and that could be the title, the decision.
But see, I
regarding
don't see it like that.
That could be the difference between who's the winner.
The fine margins.
The fine margins.
But I don't see it like that. Why were Liverpool clinical? Why were they very sloppy in possession? You know, they had control of the game. They were just lackluster. Looked terrible throughout the whole game, and they had opportunities.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't think you were sloppy in possession. I actually thought you just played very boring. I seen the football that we played when we had Louis van Gaal, and I seen Louis van Gaal manage Liverpool yesterday. Basically, it was just side to side football. Everything. There was no penetration.
Side FC.
What I actually believe happened was Klopp. He's lost his defence. Let's be honest. Yeah. You've got about 3 or 4.
Lost his defence and marbles by the sounds of it.
No, I won't go that far. That's drastic, but. He's lost his defence, so he's actually called his team into retreat. He's not allowing them to express themselves. So when you've got that, you've got Salah, Mane trying to play defensive. You've already got a defensive striker in Firmino, which is unheard of, but you guys have created it. And then you've got Jordan Henderson
playing
and
centre-back as well.
Fabinho playing centre-back. So literally, he's trying to cover a deficit. If he worked with your strengths, which is your attack, and just negate the defence, aim to score more than the opposition, I guarantee you, I think every Liverpool fan, even if you did experience a loss, you won't be too bothered.
I wouldn't care if there's you know what? Klopp said something to me which inspired me.
He said something to you personally?
No, he was in a press conference, of course. But you know what? If Jurgen Klopp wants to give me a call, he's more than welcome to. Right? Basically, what he said in a press conference is it doesn't matter what goes on the pitch because we're not doing important things as the key workers are doing. So he's saying like football's nothing in this world compared to what's going on, and it kind of inspires me in that sense. But then he says silly things and goes off in press conferences. I'm like, you idiot, what are you doing, man?
I never saw a day where Liverpool would use non-footballing matters to take away from their loss.
Yeah, that's it.
From such a bad loss as well.
I'm not saying that though. I'm saying it's a silly excuse. Just take it on chin. Look, you lost against a better team, a hard-working team, and credit to Hasenhüttl for doing that as well.
I feel like it's been building up. A lot of things haven't been going well for Klopp, and for him to be even in the contention for being top place, he's doing very well considering all the injuries, all the decisions.
Of course,
everything that's could have gone wrong for this season pretty much nearly has. And look at who he's playing in back. He was playing Fabinho and Henderson as centre backs.
Yeah, but that's testament to him as a coach. This is what makes
As
him
well.
one of the best.
As well, yeah.
And then also he's built an unbelievable team. I hate saying it, but Liverpool's team is
Yeah.
unreal.
Yeah.
At this moment in time, you're depleted. You're still up there. You're still top of the league by goal difference.
And a game in hand.
Yeah, we have a game in hand. Put that aside. You're still there. Yeah. Essentially, what I'm trying to say here is, you've built a team. He doesn't need to go off on different tangents and talk about random different things. He doesn't need to build his
Of
team
course, of course.
and discuss other issues. He just needs to just face the fact they weren't good enough. And
Yeah.
you know what? Southampton wanted it more.
Yeah.
And
That's the truth.
I'm going to say one thing. Southampton, if they actually had better players and they were clinical
You mean if
up front,
Liverpool didn't jack their players?
No, because they're strikers. When they were leaping from defence to attack and they were counter-attacking Liverpool, there's a few chances. I guarantee you, if Manchester United played Liverpool the same way, and if Liverpool played exactly the same way when we play Manchester United, we will score 3 or 4. Because our counter-attack is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it is. That's one thing I've noticed.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Now, Southampton didn't have that, but they were good enough. And that Danny Ings goal, I don't care whether he meant it or not. People are questioning.
A goal is a goal. That's all it matters.
Unreal.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Unreal
say it's
goal.
an insane goal. They're all professional footballers. They're capable of scoring goals like that. He was capable, and
Of course.
he scored it. It was a beautiful goal.
Like I
Beautiful.
said, credit to Southampton. They worked hard. They were organised. Ings got an amazing goal, and credit Hasenhüttl. He cried at the end, and I was like, what the
Yeah.
heck? Like,
It meant a lot to him,
got,
didn't
even I got emotional because obviously he lost 9-0 against
Yeah.
Leicester, and obviously
Yeah.
coming back from that to beating the champions of England, it's a big thing.
It
And
is.
people call him a B-Tech Klopp. Is he really a B-Tech Klopp, or is Klopp the B-Tech Hasenhüttl?
You got to remember, we were speaking about it. Everyone in Europe, European managers, they always have this certain system, a thing in place. With Hasenhüttl, with Klopp, the thing that they have in resemblance is the press.
The gegenpressing, yeah.
The way they press the ball, and Southampton did that brilliantly yesterday. They didn't stop, and that's why Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool really should be concerned not about their defense. They only leaked 1 goal. It's not their defense that was an issue
It was
yesterday.
going forward. That
it was
was
going
the
there
issue,
forward.
yeah.
They only had 1 shot on target.
It's a joke, man.
That's what you see. I'm looking at it. I'm thinking, hold on a second. Defense wasn't the issue. They had a decent midfield. In fact, they had a solid midfield out.
Yeah, it was Oxlade-Chamberlain, Thiago, and Gini Wijnaldum, I think.
Thiago Alcantara is one of the best midfielders in the world.
Yeah.
And he played all right.
He
I thought
played a good
decently.
game.
Yeah.
Brilliant player.
I just think, even from the wing backs,
It was just your right side.
Yeah.
Salah,
Alexander-Arnold.
Chamberlain, and Alexander-Arnold were
they were so
absolutely crap.
lacklustre and terrible.
Trent is.
He's not a right back, let's be honest. He's like a right midfielder, what Beckham was.
This
That's
is
what
why
he
I
was.
picked Reece James ahead of Trent.
No, I get that, and I didn't mention it. Trent Alexander-Arnold's great at going forward, but
Brilliant
he's
going forward.
suspect going backwards, though.
Well,
That's why I say.
I mean, it's
as
one
well-
match. I would say just take it on the chin. Like he can afford having a match off.
Oh no, I understand. You win some, you lose some. But I watch Liverpool quite regularly, and I see Alexander-Arnold messing up quite regularly as well.
You see, I'm gonna
I see
concur with
it.
that. I
I see
disagree with
Robertson.
what you said there. It's not a one-off. I think they've played poor quite a lot this season. I think that Liverpool, the one thing that swings in their favour is they're that good. You know when a good team plays bad yet
Yeah.
still win.
Yeah.
That's Liverpool.
That's a dangerous team.
It's like what Ferguson did
Exactly.
on his last season.
Efficiency.
If you
You're playing.
I don't know, understand. If you look at the lineup that Ferguson had on his last season, you honestly sometimes think, what kind of genius did he have to even get even win the Premier League? Man, we had Danny Welbeck up front.
No,
You also had Robin van Persie as well.
one transfer we made.
One
Remember?
transfer.
Oh, yeah. It was,
We lost the season on goal difference.
and I think that's what the managers. Well, no, obviously that was the season before, but the season after.
Yeah, and then the season after,
we still didn't have a great team.
He decided, he goes, I only need 1 transfer. I personally, looking at it, I would have said we need about 7.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, right. He
On
buys
paper,
one
yeah,
player,
Yeah,
Van Persie, and he makes the difference.
and this is the thing. What Klopp has done with getting how the team plays is he's set a new bar and a new level.
Yeah, I get that. But I've always seen his naivety with Klopp, where he's done these weird decisions, and like I get frustrated. This is from the very first season he came in. He does these weird things and makes excuses. Like, he's made excuses of the weather and he's made excuses with referee decisions. I'm like, look, take it on the chin. And I've seen it since 2015.
But then how far can you go with him doing those weird decisions and actually it paying off? And then you're thinking, wow, this guy's a genius.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can't get it. You can't get the mid ground.
Don't all top managers make weird decisions? Jose Mourinho does it.
Oh, he does it all the time.
I get that, but
Pep Guardiola did it yesterday.
No, but I get that, but he's so stubborn about it. He won't accept his mistakes and learn from them. Like when I see some lackluster Liverpool performances from the Southampton game, the Newcastle game, the West Brom game, I'm like, what the heck is going on with my team? Since Diego Jota has been injured, because he was the spark going forward.
Yeah, he was.
And now he's injured, and it looks like the front three, they're not motivated enough.
I think that's what it is. Motivation.
That's one of the things.
And I feel like Jota was.
There's
was
rumours
the
of Mohamed Salah going as well.
Yeah,
Real Madrid.
I think he's just signed out already. He's ready to leave, and I don't think it's. I'll tell you what did it for me was one of the substitutions when he came off the pitch and I think he had a bit of a hissy fit on the side through his toys out the pram sort of thing. And
Man, few of them have been doing that recently.
And yeah, but I think what happens is the pressure, that constant pressure.
Yeah,
it gets to you after a bit. And Klopp, Pep, they play that kind of way. Jose does the same thing. That's why they only last about 2-3 years in any club. And it's not. I'm not saying they're saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying this is modern football. This is what we're subjected to.
Be honest with you, I wouldn't say about Klopp because he lasted 7 years of Mainz, 7 years of Dortmund.
He honoured a contract at Dortmund when he almost got them relegated.
Yeah, but he also got him European football as well.
A year after winning the league, he almost got them relegated.
No, it wasn't a year after because the year after they lost the Champions League finals to Bayern Munich.
Almost got relegated that same season.
No, it was the season after.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure on that.
All I'm saying is...
He didn't get him almost relegated. He was where Arsenal were and he got him European football.
No, he was. There was a stage in the season where he was in the relegation zone.
Yeah, that's what Arteta was going through, and what Klopp did was got him back to European football anyways. So it didn't really matter, did it? So,
so are you saying Arteta's the next Klopp?
No, Arteta is just Arteta, mate. Let's just keep it at that.
So what's your takeaway points for the match then? How do you feel? Do you feel like it's a step back?
No, it's not a step back.
Is it a turn for the worse? Or take it on the chin and
take it on the chin.
It's just
poor form. That's all. Every team's been through this season.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another thing. I said this to you, Dowd, beforehand. I don't think Klopp's going to sign another centre back. And it's on Sky Sports News. He says we might not consider signing another centre back.
Did I
not mention that? You said, is that how arrogant Klopp is? I was like, yeah, that's how arrogant Klopp is.
It's not arrogant as well. It's partly to do with how many people are involved with signing a player in the first place. And it's seeing that what kind of problem we have at the moment is we need a centre-back. But is there any centre-backs that would willing to sign for us? If we do sign for that centre-back, then he wants first team playing time.
Well, first of all, who doesn't want to play for Liverpool Football Club?
When Van Dijk comes back, Gomez comes back, Matip come back, there's no space for that player.
That is exactly you disrupt the dynamics.
Exactly.
So
it's hard.
I'll tell you one more thing about that. Right. So when was the last time Matip's actually been fit? Like 3 games in a row. Last time it was like a Schalke when he was like 20 years old.
Honestly, I don't know, but he's not your starting centre back.
No, but Joe Gomez is injury prone as well.
Yeah, well, Joe Gomez is injury prone and mistake prone.
I disagree with that. Joe Gomez was quite fit and healthy throughout.
No, he gets a few niggles here and there.
He gets a lot of niggles.
Yeah, but that's where squad rotation kicks in.
Yeah, then Fabinho's fill that role.
Yeah, but why sell Dejan Lovren and then don't bring anyone in? I know he's meant to bring Fabinho in as a replacement as a centre back, but you should thought about the future.
You might see the future in your ranks already.
Might do.
Nah.
Nico Williams, Reece Williams.
Nah, Reece Williams was no good, man. I'll tell you right now, he gave the set piece away for him and Curtis Jones gave the set piece away against West Brom.
Well, the thing is, they're young though.
Is it Nathaniel Phillips? He made a few issues with Newcastle as well. So I won't see the future in the youth system.
It's hard because I would say half the players that...
However, Nico Williams, good fullback.
He's a good fullback, but half the players in any, even in Man City when they initially came on, now you would say, oh, the class. Zinchenko, when he initially came on, he was
I think Zinchenko is excellent.
He's excellent. He was a bit sloppy
Erratic.
at the back. Yeah,
they always are. Gary Neville, right? Probably one of the best right backs I've seen play for Manchester United. When he first started, he wasn't great, but he grew into the position. And bear in mind, on the other side, he was starting at a time. I was very young at the time. And Dennis Irwin was on the other side. Now, Dennis Irwin, for me, was Mr.
So
Reliable.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Reliable every week in, week out, consistency. That's all you knew what you were getting. And that, for me, was the reason why I look at Gary Neville and I think, yeah, you know what? You can springboard a lot of people. But do you want me to be honest with you?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Do you want me to be honest with you?
I don't
think there's a problem.
Really?
I don't think there's a problem. And I'm going to echo what Dowd says. With football teams, there's a business side, there's a football side.
Of course, I do see that.
So when it comes to transfers, they look at it. Every player.
Obviously, a transfer, you can't just go and purchase a player. You have to do the scouting, you have to speak to the agents and so on.
No. You put that aside. You've done all the scouting and everything. Buying the player, you're buying an asset.
They
want to know if the asset's viable, and it's as simple as that. In January, anyone that's a good enough asset will probably be playing Champions League football. Therefore, they won't want to leave their team.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah, because they can't play for the team.
They can't play for the team.
Of course.
So
I get that.
it's just not. It's not a feasible time. You get a person who's going to bridge the gap. Finding a player to bridge the gap that's good enough for a team that's already excellent, near impossible.
I think there's a few teams which are out there, a few players which are out there which can.
I would give a player. I would suggest a player that right off the cuff right now, but
we could keep that for another segment. Yeah.
Yeah. So on that note, I know you mentioned Arteta. Now all the talk is Frank Lampard out.
What did I say last week?
With Chelsea losing 3-1 against Man City. I watched the match and I thought Frank Lampard got his tactics wrong, but not. I don't think it was mainly his tactics. I thought it was partly to do with some of the players not performing, and Man City actually just being too good on the day, like actually playing like Man City as you would think. So I don't know what you guys think. What do you think, was?
I thought City were excellent, to be honest with you. Dark horses of the Premier League at the moment, slipped quite low down the table.
Quite strangely seeing City a dark horses. That's crazy, that.
And honestly, I think, 2 wins now. If they win the next two games that they've got in hand, they'll end up 1 point behind us if we win our game in hand, and they'll be ahead of Liverpool, 2 points clear of Liverpool. So essentially, I think City are actually playing the football that we expect City to play, the Pep Guardiola football. And bear in mind, they played with a false 9 striker.
In De Bruyne, yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. Every single player on that pitch that day. They took a bit of time, 15, 20 minutes to get into the game.
Obviously, it's a new system they're playing with. Not having players which are injured now. Yeah.
Once they settled, they took the game by storm. And I actually was not surprised, though. That's the crazy thing. I wasn't.
What was it with De Bruyne's goal, though? You know how literally every single Chelsea player was up front, bar Kante. And then Kante tried to obviously clear it and cleared it onto directly a Man City player.
This is what I'm trying to say. And Frank Lampard doesn't know how to organise a team.
Well, in that case, definitely. Because it's literally only Kante. And then, did you see he's nearly out-muscled by another 4 Man City players that were a lot faster than the back 4 of Chelsea. I didn't know. I saw that and I felt like that was the main defining point of the game, where I was like saying, this is the class difference between what Man City are thinking of doing on the counter, and look at what Chelsea are doing, just piling, Sam Allardyce tactics, piling everybody forward and leaving the smallest guy in the back.
Yeah, that was quite funny.
Sam Allardyce
at least leave the quickest,
He's pretty quick though. Kante did well. He put him onto his weaker foot. He basically ran him all the way, even though Sterling is slightly faster.
And then when Raheem Sterling hit the post, it's lucky that it fell to De Bruyne. But
yeah,
I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but what do you expect Chelsea to do at that point?
Yeah.
Chelsea want to be where Man City are. What did Man City do?
No.
They can't buy the way up to what Man City can
do. But what did they do? They went and got the best manager out there they can.
What Chelsea wanted to do was become a farm for youngsters. They wanted to become a farm and try and get that next Messi, Ronaldo, and by increasing their chances of getting all these youngsters on loan and stuff, and they was thinking,
No, but what's the point of bringing Havertz and Werner in when you're not getting the best out of
obviously, they changed it up with Lampard coming on, and obviously putting money where their mouth is, and backing Lampard's vision. But
Lampard out, man. I think he's gonna go down how Shearer went down in Newcastle.
I feel like he's not done that bad though. Shearer did pretty bad, but Lampard hasn't done that bad.
Yeah, but if you look at what Lampard's working with and what Shearer's working with is a bit different.
So
Shearer.
Yeah, Alan Shearer was the coach.
Comparing Alan Shearer to Frank Lampard.
Alan Shearer, to be fair though,
Alan Shearer was
a lot more accomplished player and had a more
how was he a more
experience.
accomplished player? Please explain.
He's 260 goals in the Premier League. He's the leader.
Lampard scored 25 goals a season coming from midfield.
He was the highest.
Have you seen the two teams they were playing in? Lampard was playing a prime Chelsea team, whilst Alan Shearer was playing in an average Newcastle.
A decision he made himself. He could have played for Manchester United.
But even then,
salty about that, like a pretzel.
No, I'm not.
A salty pretzel
here.
here.
995. I remember.
Yeah, I'm not salty about it. I'm just saying.
Of course, no. He's won his Premier League title with Blackburn.
Yeah.
So he thought, okay, let me go back and be a legend in the North East, and that's what he did.
And he was I don't think we can argue with this.
Alan
Shearer by far was
I'm just questioning
a better player.
If there's a Premier League Hall of Fame, Alan Shearer would be number one.
No, he wouldn't.
Well,
yeah,
around number one, yeah.
He'd be first.
No, he wouldn't.
I wouldn't say he'd be first.
Okay, who would be first?
He never won the Ballon d'Or.
Who? Giggs? No.
No.
Thierry Henry? No.
No, he never won a Ballon d'Or. Michael Owen won a Ballon d'Or. He hasn't.
Yeah, Michael Owen won a Ballon d'Or with 17 goals as well.
Yeah,
you know
it doesn't make sense.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is a Ballon d'Or is, we use it as a measure to see how
I would say I would say plenty of football fans will argue that Ballon d'Or is not a measure of that.
No, I agree with that concept because I think for 11 years Messi and
Lampard out still though. Lampard out.
No, I disagree.
With Lampard?
Yeah, Lampard shouldn't be sacked.
I think he shouldn't have been there in the first place.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with.
Yeah.
That's my agenda. Frank Lampard should not be there.
Now that he's there, he's learning on the job. It's the same thing with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's learning on the job.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has had experience before. There's a big difference. A couple of years here and there do make a big difference.
They're not. It's not big enough.
Okay.
Derby County is bigger than Mulder.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So have Derby County played in the Champions League? First of all, Mulder have played in European competitions. Secondly, I want to see
question how many goals
Lampard and Gerrard. Who's a better coach out of the two?
Who?
Lampard and Gerrard.
You know what? Honestly, I think Gerrard is.
Right? Why?
But that's because he's at a team that's dominating the league, and it kind of
gives Celtic dominating the league, not Rangers.
No. Rangers and Celtic are the two teams that dominate.
Obviously the two giants of Scottish football.
Exactly.
But now, but only last year they've been dominating.
Yeah. So I look at Gerrard. No, but he's got the resources. They're not going to let the Rangers, Derby.
I would say I would disagree because he's been very savvy with who he signed and how he signed them. He's done a bit of a Lampard when he was at Derby. And when Lampard did a lot of those backroom dealings, getting the youngsters from Chelsea and from the big clubs, Gerrard's done that as well. But I feel like you can't compare Chelsea. It's a top 6 big club against.
No, but I'm just saying as a managerial point of view.
No, that's the thing. Yeah, in Derby and Rangers, I would say they're both comparable.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they're
Gerrard's still learning.
Yeah.
He's not taking a big job as
there's
Lampard
one thing
did.
I read about Gerrard just the other day, and I really respect it. Somebody said, would you take the Liverpool job? He goes, his answer was, and it was to the effect of, I'd love to have that. It's my dream job.
Yeah.
But at the moment, we've got the best manager in the world managing it, so why would I take it?
Yeah, I read that.
And I respect that, because he knows his position.
Yeah.
Now, Lampard's done exactly that. He's just taken his dream job. The club that he's managed. Now, I'm going to ask you another question.
Go for it.
Chelsea sacked a Champions League winning manager in Di Matteo.
Of course, yeah. I remember
After
that.
probably having a similar start to what Lampard has had now, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why he's been sacked and Lampard hasn't. And it's plain and simple. Lampard's the household name that managed and mentored their midfield and spurred them on to win the Champions League and scored so many goals for Chelsea. He's a Chelsea legend.
Yeah, of course.
Whereas Roberto Di Matteo wasn't.
Yeah.
Di Matteo got sacked.
I think Chelsea are very well versed with managers. And I feel like they've definitely seen something in Lampard with his vision and how he wants to play. And they must have something that has kept Lampard in the job so far.
But I want to know, why did they pick
I don't know where.
pick Lampard?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I don't know where though.
I'll tell you, the
Why?
inspiration came from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's simple.
Yeah, of course. You
I
could go down.
disagree.
You could go down that route, but why did not go for a more proven coach
No, because-
or a more accomplished coach? That's what I don't get.
no, because
Proven coaches have gone around the block, though,
no,
haven't they?
No, I'm not talking about Jose Mourinho. I'm talking about Nagelsmann or Ten Hag.
No, because Chelsea have a history of revolving the door with managers.
Yeah.
Whereas Man United, we've been thriving for that
This is what I respect
long-term manager.
Yeah.
And we had to change, basically. We couldn't go for the managers that we had picked before because they weren't having the results and the longevity. So they had to change it up to what is the Man United way, where we've always stuck by with one manager and actually seen it through. And that's the difference. Whereas Chelsea have always been a revolving door manager policy.
No, but even Ole Gunnar
Yeah.
Solskjaer, I felt they offered him the job far too early. Like, his contract's coming up now, yeah? At the end of this season, and he's got one more season, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's contract's going to be up. I expect Manchester United to give him the contract at the end of that contract rather than during, because it disrupted his last one. You know, when he was interim manager,
Yeah.
he was given the job too early.
Yeah, of
and I
course.
felt Chelsea moved hastily as well and given Lampard a job too early, because they've seen, United have gone back to old school roots. You know,
Yeah,
Zidane's
but why
gone with
sack? Sorry,
Zidane's
we'll get rid of him.
Zidane's
Well,
a
he wasn't
success
getting the
story.
results.
Zidane's a success
You
story.
got third in Europa League. What else do you need? You got third place and you
Nah.
got Europa League.
But you were saying about the Zidane thing.
Zidane's a success story at Real Madrid. We're seeing success stories with other managers.
Yeah, but it doesn't always
their own
work.
teams.
It didn't work with Shearer. It didn't work with Henry when he went back to Monaco.
Shearer managed a shocking team, unfortunately.
Right, what's
He
Henry
saved them
60
for
so?
relegation. That was like winning the league.
Yeah, of course. I do see where he's coming from, but I just don't get why Lampard. I think Terry would have been doing a better job than Lampard.
Terry's never managed. I actually think Lampard's a good coach. It's just he needs.
You can't
to get
organise the
ethos
defence.
right.
How can you say Terry when all he's had
Terry-
is assistant manager
That's
slash
my point.
coach?
That's my point. Terry's an assistant. I still think he could do a better job.
Do you think Wayne Rooney's a good manager?
Wayne Rooney.
Nah,
I haven't
he's-
really
he's
checked
not
out.
doing-
We can't
he's
use
not
much.
doing that well.
Exactly.
I haven't
Precisely.
noticed it.
Precisely.
That's the truth.
Point I'm trying to make here is Lampard's jumped into the job too early. Now that they've given him the
That was
job,
my point. No, he shouldn't have been in a job regardless.
but now that they've given him the job, don't sack him. Let him learn, because you're going to jeopardize his career moving forward.
But will that happen
But
though? That's
why
the difference.
why should Chelsea let him learn? It's a results
Because
football
it was
club.
their fault for hiring him.
Yeah, but what do they want? They need top four right now. Do you think Chelsea can get top
I
four?
don't think they're bothered about it. I think they are looking for longevity. They're looking for
Chelsea
him to
looking
grow.
for longevity.
Yeah, 100%. Naturally, Chelsea have this
I just-
system, just
yeah,
like you said, a
I don't know.
revolving door.
I don't know if they can afford longevity or they've got the patience. It's just not in their mantra.
It isn't. It's not been.
Chelsea's not a classy club like Man United or Liverpool
Chelsea.
or Arsenal. Let's be honest.
Chelsea have consistently had a manager for 3 years and got rids.
That's 3 years tops, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, they sacked Carlo Ancelotti in the bogs of Everton Football Club. You know what I mean? Like, that's the football club we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, how about moving away from Chelsea and let's look at what Man City are doing, because they're 2 games. They've got 2 games in hand, and if they win those 2 games, they'll overtake you guys.
Yeah, us guys, you know. Me personally.
So 29 points at the moment, 15 games played. They've got 2 more games, so they could be 35 points. And they're in the contention to win the league.
I never
are they
ruled
the dark
Manchester City
horse?
out. I never ruled them out.
I think at the moment they are, because the only reason why they're the dark horse is they're quietly creeping up the table. Obviously, wants to become.
It's been very quiet, hasn't it?
Yeah.
One thing which I noticed with Guardiola is
That might work in their favour.
It works in their favour.
yeah,
100%.
it works for them. But what I've noticed is he's trying to organise the back four. That's what he's done. I've seen the football be a bit poor, but they try and get clean sheets. Have you not noticed that?
His defence is the best defence in the Premier League. By the
Yeah.
way. They've only conceded 13 goals.
Normally,
this season.
Guardiola used to get criticised for his defence,
Yeah.
but now he's trying to shape his defence a bit more because he has to
What's
evolve.
changed? No, it's what changed.
Ruben
It's
Diaz.
Ruben Diaz. And Stones has come back.
Ruben Diaz and Stones has come back
With Rodri actually having a lot more playing time with the same
100%.
back four. Now
Of
he
course.
knows how to revolve those triangles that Pep loves to talk about.
Am I correct in
Ice
saying?
sauces, yeah,
Am I correct in saying Aymeric Laporte's on the bench as well now?
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Shocking.
No, he does play though. No, sorry, he's got a hamstring injury
No,
at the moment.
oh, right,
But yeah,
okay,
he does.
okay.
He does play whenever he's fit. He has been playing over. Not recently. This is the weird thing. It's hard because when Stones plays, he's actually put out Laporte from the regular 11, whereas Ruben Diaz has literally played every single game nearly.
Ruben Diaz, you know, we were linked with him 2 years ago.
Oh, we were, man.
Yeah?
We were. I know.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
I would take him in a heartbeat. I even would have taken him back then.
I would,
because-
but I wouldn't now because he's tainted by City.
yeah,
City
obviously
colours.
he's waving
Right,
the City
what I want to
flag.
know is, I knew you were linked with him a couple of years ago, but it was a time when you got Lindelof, and you look, oh, it's Ruben Diaz as well, and it came both from Benfica. So I think you went for Lindelof instead.
We got the wrong one.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I don't think Lindelof is a bad player.
No, but Ruben Diaz is a better player.
No. Lindelof needs a partner like Ruben Diaz next to him. Lindelof needs a partner like Maguire needs a partner like Eric Bailly next to him. Lindelof and Bailly will be a good partnership. Guarantee you. Lindelof's been one of our best defenders this season.
Yeah.
I agree, yeah.
What do you guys think about using De Bruyne as a false nine and not actually starting Aguero up front?
You can't do that all
Go
the
for it.
time. He has to mix it up.
Do you think that was some tactical genius?
He's done it with Messi before, though, and Pedro at
Yeah.
Barcelona. I don't think it's a... He's done it before, so he knows what he's doing.
But Messi's a bit of a red herring, isn't it?
What about Pedro, though?
Yeah, I mean Pedro.
He-
Pedro, that guy.
He tried with Mario Götze at Bayern Munich. So, you know...
Mario
it's-
Götze was initially deployed as a false nine,
False
even
nine,
at
yeah.
even at Dortmund.
Dortmund, yeah, he was.
Was he? I
Yeah,
thought he always
and
played as
that's
the...
when he used to
I thought
actually
he
play
always
good.
played as the number 10 behind Lewandowski and Rice on
his initial
left.
thing was always a false nine. He
Even-
was always just behind the striker.
Even look
Right.
at Thomas Muller,
Muller.
his transformation into being a winger.
Yeah, but
he-
Thomas
he-
Muller is something different, man.
Yeah,
He's
a
made
Roy
out of
Mdo-
something different.
Roy
that
Mdo,
guy, man.
obviously space interpretator, how he likes to call it. He's obviously moulded himself a position that's going to go down in history. So, I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. And De Bruyne played, I think, really well. I think he played really, really well. He didn't play as a obviously a fashionable striker.
You had to get used to the role, though.
Well, yeah, and he did really well. I don't know what the thing is. I look at the lineup. I'm thinking, okay, what is Pep thinking? Is he thinking, oh yeah, so this is the lineup. We're not going to have a recognised striker. Are we going to bring in the pressure in so we can use the wide players to start overlapping and to counter attack the way that they pass around teams and constant pressure, or are they just looking at literally just constant pressure with all those midfielders who have high tenacity and high energy?
I think they were occupying space rather than actual positions.
I agree with that.
So what they were trying to do, because you saw Cancelo bomb
It's such a
forward quite lot.
robust formation. It's
was-
4-1-4.
But credit
I
Guardiola.
don't-
4-1-4-1.
I think it was 4-6. Literally 4-6.
At times, yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
it
just
was-
I would say so.
There was no striker line, and literally
Yeah.
everyone would occupy a space. If somebody wasn't occupying it, then somebody else would take over that particular space. And that's why when I saw Cancelo, I mean, Cancelo was so far ahead.
Yeah, he was so good.
He was brilliant, by the way. And you go back to De Bruyne. I think that's probably De Bruyne's best performance in just under a year. You know, that was a brilliant performance that he put in, because, like you said, false nine, totally different role to what he's normally accustomed to, and then on top of it, he literally dictated everything from midfield to attack.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I don't expect anything less from Kevin De Bruyne, though.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so moving on. We were going to tie up the last 4 teams that we haven't looked at in terms of who they would sign and the signing that they had to make if they were to make it in January. So we're in January now. There actually hasn't been too much transfer rumours going around. Generally, I mean, I usually see Sky Sports drumming up loads of stuff, but I'm guessing it's because of COVID. How about this? We'll start off with you, Ali. I think the first team that we were talking about was Everton, that we haven't talked about. They were in the top 4.
Yeah. Well, I went for experience in the midfield, and you could possibly play him as second striker. Played for Inter Milan, Nainggolan.
Nainggolan, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so an old experienced guy.
An old experienced guy who Carlo Ancelotti can actually rely on. You know, with obviously Hammers getting injured a bit, and obviously you've got Alan and Decore, but if you have a bit more steel, it might help Everton even get top 4.
Okay.
That's the way I'm looking at it. You know, I don't think people would think of that, but I was like, who could good old Carlo bring in? So I thought Nainggolan. I was playing FIFA, I thought about it. I was like, man, I forgot about this geezer. It was mohawk and everything, looking like a madman smoking cigarettes and whatnot. But he is a beast in midfield.
He's a beast midfielder when he wants to try, and he's come out a few times where he's like, oh, I didn't want to put in the effort to be something like Messi, Ronaldo.
Yeah,
Do you
but
remember reading that?
I think someone like Carlo Ancelotti can get the best out of him.
Could do. I, for some reason, was thinking of a Garlo.
Garlo from Man United?
Well, yeah, because his contract runs out in January.
No, why would you think of him for Everton though? Like, in what sense?
I feel like
I'm itching my head.
I feel like the hold-up player, and he's a very, very solid player. And I think with Everton, they've got the starting 11 that I don't think really we need to improve on. Sometimes when a system's working and the way that they were playing football, that doesn't really need to be a change. And I couldn't really think of a player that could really improve it, that they could realistically sign. And Ighalo would just offer them more reinforcement.
Andre Silva from Frankfurt, that's one I could think of on top of my head if you want to go down that route.
Could do, but would he come?
Would he come? Why wouldn't he come? More money.
Yeah. Well, yeah. With
Frankfurt's not a bigger club than Everton.
No, they're not. Definitely not. But yeah. I mean, some of their players got poached from Newcastle. So.
Yeah.
What were you as?
Everton's biggest pitfall has been since they've lost James Rodriguez, I'd say. A little bit of creativity.
Yeah.
So I think they should just go...
I mean, he didn't play that well in the last game.
No, but I think that's form, being out of action, all that kind of stuff. He started off the season electric, and they were unbelievable. I'd actually have a backup player for him. I'd get Mesut Ozil.
Ozil, yeah, that's not a bad job, but I don't think they could afford the wages.
I don't know. They can't afford the wages. They can't afford the wages.
They're a very wealthy team, but
yeah.
I just think...
Usmanov and Mashuri bought Everton, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, I don't know who bought Everton. I just know they're very, very wealthy.
And Usmanov, who wanted Arsenal, went on board with Everton. Right. That's what happened.
Well, whatever, they're rich.
Yeah.
They spend a lot of money. Ozil, needs to be freed. I'm part of the hashtag
I could
Free
see
Ozil campaign.
actually Ozil going to Fenerbahce just because he wants to be back in Turkey by looking at his Instagram posts and whatnot.
Is that his boyhood club, Fenerbahce?
No, he's born in Germany, so he was always a Schalke guy.
No, but obviously his
I think so, because he's always rumoured with Fenerbahce. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
He probably has more of an allegiance and affiliation to Turkey now, ever since the whole thing happened with Germany.
Yeah, and then you had pictures of Erdogan as well.
Yeah.
So actually, he could go Başakşehir because that's Erdogan's team.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Okay, so the other one is Leicester. For me, I'll start off with this one. I was thinking Douglas Costa, free agent. He would be a very, very good backup for Vardy, and just adding some more dirtiness to the club. Because at the moment,
he's a dirty old
Douglas
player,
Costa or Diego Costa.
Diego Costa.
Diego.
I agree with Diego.
I was thinking when you said Douglas Costa as a free agent, I was thinking, this would be a good signing.
Yeah.
Play on a wing, get some pace in there. Because I was going
down that route. Dirty player.
Dirty player. Sorry, Diego Costa. My apologies.
Oh, Diego, we love you.
How old is he? 62.
72, yeah, now.
To be honest with you, I don't know how old he is. He's in his 30s, but he's still playing pretty well.
He's an animal.
To be fair, Rodgers wanted him at Liverpool if Suarez was going to leave for, I think it was for Arsenal at the time.
Yeah, I remember.
So,
and they've obviously got Vardy, who's playing class, but I just feel like he would be such an impact sub.
I think that's a great signing. I'm not going to lie. I think that's great.
I don't know if he'll go to Leicester though. I just can't see it.
He'd go anywhere. He'd go anywhere.
Free agent, mate.
Yeah.
Free agent. Get Newcastle, sign him up.
Once again, Leicester are a very wealthy club. And Leicester could probably pay him a nice little brown paper bag sort of job and say, here you go, mate, and he'll play. He doesn't care.
Well, I agree.
And he'll go home wearing an Atletico Madrid top, and then party the next night and then turn up to training the following
good
day.
old Diego, I miss you in the Premier League. Just don't play against Liverpool, I don't care.
Who would you pick, Waz?
For Leicester, I don't know, I'm quite impressed with Leicester's team.
You got to pick someone.
Yeah, I've
got two players in mind.
I love Ndidi. I want Ndidi at Manchester United.
Yeah.
I like Maddison. I think he's a good player. I look at their midfield. I can't really, edit their team. I think Vardy can fit into any other team across the country. I think defensively they're quite solid. Johnny Evans, I'd probably change him. I'd probably go for a centre back.
But him and Sionchu have been absolutely
They're
class.
brick walls, aren't they? That's what I'm talking about. They're brilliant, and they've got a really good way of recruiting players. You know what? I'm going to say something controversial.
Go for it.
Get rid of the goalkeeper, Kasper Schmeichel, because I don't think he
So
is the modern day, inverted commas, goalkeeper. I think he's a good goalkeeper. I just don't think he's.
Who would you sign?
Go sign Dean Henderson on loan. You need him. We need him. We need him to. We need a bit of.
You mean get some experience for Dean Henderson?
Experience.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not far off. You could see it happening potentially.
I just can't see where to edit and manipulate their team.
For me, it's every time I see Leicester, I feel like they're so hot and cold sometimes, and they're not consistent enough
That's
for
it.
how good they play in certain games, and then they don't show up whatsoever. And I was just thinking of someone as an impact person, but then the next thing for me would be someone to be consistent for them.
You see, you talk about they're like in that barrier between really elite club and really good.
Well, potentially forming the new part of the new top six. Obviously,
Yeah.
Arsenal are most likely. Well,
Top
you
eight.
never know.
Let's be honest.
You never
Arsenal
know.
are not doing bad. They're like a couple of points behind Chelsea now.
Yeah, no,
But that's just Chelsea is so crap.
But I still say suspect with Arteta.
Right.
I feel like Leicester is actually moulding themselves into the top
I'll
six.
go a couple of players which I had in mind. So one of the players I thought Zaniolo from Roma.
Oh, he'll never come.
I don't know.
This
I
is
don't
my
know.
point.
I don't know. Zaniolo might come because Under came and I was quite shocked he came on even on loan. I was quite shocked with that.
Under came is because they paid good money for him, and it was a boost. It was a difference.
I think Zaniolo could come if Roma want to sell.
I don't think they would lose their homeboy. I think everybody in Roma loves Zaniolo.
Man, when I went
They
to
love
Rome,
him and his
he
mum.
was worshipped, man.
They love him and his mum.
I'm telling you. Like,
I don't know if you've seen it.
I'm telling you right now.
His mum is nearly as famous as him in the club.
You know, can I
Down,
just
man. What the
can I just say something? I mean, look at the team. I think their only weakness really is Mark Albrighton.
I had another player for that
Douglas
position.
Costa, your mistake.
That's
would
what I
fit in.
thought. That's what I was thinking you go down with because
He actually would fit in. I'm not going to lie.
shall I tell you the other player I was thinking of? Jesus Corona from Porto because he linked up with
Oh.
Pereira on the right side. That's what I was thinking. I was going down that route when you
That's
went Douglas Costa. I was thinking,
Yeah.
my guy's on the same tracks as me.
Yeah,
You know, we're going F1 here, but no, he goes Diego. He wants to go nut someone or bite someone or do something crazy.
Yeah.
So are
No,
those your two, Zaniolo and Corona?
Yeah, those are
Okay.
the two which I was thinking.
Okay. They're good shouts. Well, we've got our Man United.
Not my Man United, of course.
Go on, then you go first, Ali.
Right. Well,
Who do you think we need to sign?
experience in the back. Go with David Alaba.
Okay,
Brilliant
interesting.
He fits the Man United mould. You know, going from Bayern Munich, Man United, it'll be a good transition for him, and I think he'll do well for the Red Devils.
I don't think Hansi Flick will let him go because he will want Alaba and his experience and
Throughout the season, you think
yeah, I don't think you let him go anytime soon.
it might not be him selling him. It might just be the board saying, "Look, we need to get some money for him." You never know.
Potentially.
You know, they had to sell Thiago to Liverpool. Look what they did.
I think it's Upamecano for me. I literally don't
See,
even.
I can't see Upamecano coming in January though, but I can see Alba coming.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I don't see any centre backs coming, to be honest with you. But yeah, Upamecano is the guy that I feel like I don't even talk about. We know what the problem is with Man United. We've got more than enough in every single other department, just defence.
Man, can I just say I love Cavani, man. That guy,
Love him,
what a quality player. I wish I had him at Liverpool.
love him.
Just the experience.
Absolute elite player. What were you?
I personally want a centre back and a holding midfielder. I think
See,
they
David
were.
Alba can cover those positions.
They were for
Yeah, he
me. Yeah, of course he could. And I also would like a right winger. They're the three signings I wanted
Alba
last
can
summer.
cover that position as well if he wants. Just
No,
like,
no, no.
You can only pick one.
I know I can only pick one, but I'm just going to come out with a three. So centre back right now in January would be Badia Shield, but I'd go with Upamecano if we were signed a centre back in the summer.
Yeah,
Yeah, Badia Shield from Monaco because he is young and he can grow into the team.
yeah.
Holding midfielder Wilfred Ndidi. I love the guy. I think he's the next Kante and probably better. Right wing, I'd switch Rashford over to the right and I'd stick Jack Grealish on the left. Happy days.
Oh, Jack Grealish, yeah. Yeah,
Man,
definitely.
Jack Grealish, what a player.
Definitely the game we played against them.
Brilliant player.
He was showing off again. Like he definitely is like just teasing Man United. Like
that was an audition, wasn't it?
Sign the paper. It's an audition, man.
Yeah.
I've wrote an article about it as well. He's tempting loads more loads more clubs now. But yeah, okay. So the last one because we're running short on time. Liverpool.
Go on, you go first.
Who do Liverpool need to sign? And I genuinely think it's the same. It's defense. Strikers win your games, defenses win your leagues, and you need that centre back. So for me, it was trying to find a centre back that would come and try and fill in that void. It's hard. I honestly could not think of many centre backs apart from that guy from what's his name? It's Mohammed something from Strasbourg, I think it is.
You're going down League One as well.
Yeah,
that's the league.
I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna find him because I had him and it's completely gone out of my mind now. Go on. Who would you say?
I'd actually
Messi.
I'd go for somebody that's sort of like a B-Tech Van Dijk. Basically,
well, this is the guy I'm thinking about.
In the mould, but not as good as, or possibly younger and can be as good as.
That's exactly what I'm going for as well.
I personally think, Kunate, the guy who plays right next to Upamecano.
Kunate.
Yeah, I think him. Or Alaba is another one. Now, Alaba and Van Dijk in defence, that would be like airtight.
He could come for Thiago lineup. Link up, sorry.
The other person, and I'm thinking just, literally who's happy to sit there on the bench. And literally, when Van Dijk comes in and when Joe Gomez is playing, and be a rotational player, Tyrone Mings got experience in the Premier League. He's actually doing all right.
I think he's a very solid player.
Man, that's
really
a good
like him.
shout. But would Villa let him go? That's the thing in January.
I'm just, I'm throwing out. Let him
go in the summer.
City bought Nathan Ake.
Yeah,
I think he's bloody excellent. I would have Nathan Ake right next to Maguire.
No, he's shit.
I don't think Ake is that great.
No, I think he's good. I think he's very decent.
He's overrated.
That's how I feel about Ake. For once, me and you, we agree.
No, I actually think he's decent. I think City have got an astute signing there. But bear in mind, City buy anyone. They spent about 700 million in defence, haven't they?
They did buy Claudio Bravo. So, what does the scouts know? What does Guardiola know? Let's get Dowden for president, Dowden for coach, and Man City.
I wish, man.
Bring them down.
All right, okay. What was your one?
Can you not find him?
Honestly, I couldn't. His name's literally just.
All you remember is the Mohammed. Well done, mate. That's the half the world.
His first name is Mohammed, but I honestly can't remember for the life of me his second name. But yeah, carry on. Sorry.
You talking about my parents here? Okay, no. Sven Botman from Lille, Dutch defender, young, came from the Ajax academy, plays for Lille. League One can get as much money as they can, so it's good to cash in now.
Very true, very true. This is why,
and he's been called up by the Dutch national team.
Yeah,
has he?
Yeah, in November.
Basically, the Premier League needs to exploit the French league. Simple, just buy as many players. Buy as many players.
Mohamed Simakan. That's his name. He's apparently a Van Dijk light. And he's been playing absolutely class this year. I've seen him play a few matches. To be honest with you, they were only highlights.
Yeah.
And they were mainly highlights of him. And that's what really attracted me. And then I've actually been following some of his stats. And for some reason, I kept thinking Tsimikas.
Tsimikas already plays for us, though?
That's the thing, and I didn't want to.
Imagine you say Tsimikas. Wait, you already played for us.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to say his name and commit to it, and then get it wrong horribly, like you did with obviously David Brooks in Southampton.
So where does he play?
Man, don't remind me of that.
I made sure I didn't say what I was gonna say, and I checked. So he plays for Strasbourg.
Strasbourg, yeah.
And Strasbourg are 17th at the moment, so I mean that doesn't give him much. But he I think is quality, and he's a short-term fix. He's better than your defenders at the moment. So Mohamed
We've got no defenders. What are you on about? Henderson's my defender.
Reece Williams. Nico Williams.
Yeah, they're not good enough for the Liverpool first team. Nico Williams is good as an understudy for Alexander-Arnold, but that's it.
Fair. And with all that in mind, I think I think we'll give it a wrap.
Like
and
a chicken tikka in a
yeah,
wrap.
and if anybody's got more suggestions what you'd like to see in terms of the summer signings, let us know. If you like this segment that we did over, I think it was like about 5 episodes, going through each team, let us know definitely in the comments in both YouTube and we got a quite nice email the other day, didn't we, from one of the fans. So
Did he fake that?
no, I sent it to you. I was so surprised. It's quite nice. So yeah, I think we'll call it a day, and obviously follow us on YouTube, The Dressing Room, on Instagram, The Dressing Room 9, TD Room 9 for Twitter, and obviously available on all major hosting platforms for podcasts, so Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and more. So yeah, thank you guys.
That's the Doner Kebab wrap. Bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.